Jamie in Santa Rosa, California. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com, but call me Mo. Mo Better, because I'm going to have you seeing Mo Better, looking Mo Better, and I'm going to show everyone else how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses when I cut the Varilux X with Transitions Gray and Crizal Prevencia for your Oakley 8121, which is the Airdrop MNP, in the color 01, the satin black, in the 55 eye size. And let me begin by saying that I am an authorized Oakley dealer, but as a small independent optician, I'm not allowed to individually list the frames with the prices on my website. So Jamie, who actually has been buying from me for years now, contacted me and said, hey, can you get me these Oakleys? I said, yes, I can. Of course, this is the hard shell case, your Oakley cleaning cloth carrying bag, and this is the frame. It comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together, and I will put that on there when I ship to you. And of course, this is, if I can get that bag off there, this is the Oakley 8121 color 01, the satin black in the 55 eye size. And again, on this side it says the Airdrop MNP. Now the other cool thing about this frame, it has the Oakley emblem. Comes in several colors. You've got red, a key lime, a blue, and a true black. You literally just pop the, use a thumbtack or something like that, pop the inside emblem. That will pop that off. Let me see, I should have a screwdriver around here somewhere. And you just push down on that emblem and it will pop right out. There's two little tabs holding that on there. Of course, I could be demonstrating this while it is cutting, and then you can change the color of the emblem. And what I like to do, this one has a tab, this one has a circle. I put the tab in first, closest to the lens, and then push down on the circle and it'll pop right in if you want to change the colors. It also has the changeable nose pad so it can fit anyone. And there's probably videos out there showing you how to do that on these frames. Let me go ahead and begin cutting the lenses so you can go ahead and get these in the mail. This has a little plastics demo lens. I'm going to pop those out. And you're going to receive all the manufacturer's original packaging. I'm going to put that into the tracing element of my blocker. First, I want to assign a number to you. You are Secret Agent 1688. I'm not going to... This has a little sticker on there. I'm not going to stick this on this card. You have a permanent card that has your address, your email, your phone number, your likes, your dislikes, and anything else you've shared with me over the years. But I'm just going to share with the people your prescription and what city you live in. So, but years from now, if you need new lenses for this frame, I can pull them up by this number, and it'll be programmed into the database. And now, thanks to my $4,000 computer, it will go into the cloud. So should a tornado, hurricane, Godzilla attack this building and destroy my equipment, this will be stored into the cloud. So a little stylus is going to go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy genuine, authentic Oakley frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase. So your pupillary distance for both eyes is 62, divided by 2 is 31. The computer starts at 32.5. So I'm going to tap the minus button until we get to 31. I want to raise the seg height for your Varilux X invisible bifocal to 19. Change the layout screen to progressive. Now I can go ahead and get your lenses prepped. Your lenses come inside these plastic bags. And for everyone out there who wishes to know, I recycle everything here. This is my little recycling bag. When people mail me their frames, it goes right into here. The boxes, that is, not the frame. Everything that can be recycled possible. That clunk you heard was a bottle I found out in the parking lot that I brought inside, washed, and now it will go into the recycling bin. Now, these are your lenses before I begin. The unique thing about the Varilux X, hopefully my camera can pick that up. It will say that on there, Varilux X design. Let's see how well that can be seen. Can you guys see that Varilux X design? But they all come with a little laser engraving into the lens that myopes, people who are nearsighted, can see. It's a little circle. I'm going to put a dot in the middle of that circle. There's a 2.5, well 2.5, that tells me your lens is a 250, and I'm marking this backwards as a left lens because when you turn it around you'll see the L that way. It has corresponding circles here, 34 millimeters apart. When I put those dots in there, it will tell me exactly where to place the height of the invisible bifocal, which that yellow graph is telling me that, but I never trust the lab. They do these things that paint about 1,000 a day. The person who's doing that's got to be exhausted, and it only takes a moment for me to do it correctly. Backwards R, when you flip that around, that is the right lens. Lay that down. This tells me where to put the in. All Varilux lenses have a 4 drop. It means it drops 4 millimeters to the center where those dots are. 4 above, that dot would be right there, 4 above. Now if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Now the next thing I want to do is clean the yellow paint off of the lens, because I always like to do that before it goes into the frame. I don't like to use these optical grade acetone while it's in your frame, at least minimally. Just me. That's cleaned off, no more yellow paint. We can bring your lenses back down. Place that onto the platform. Now, this is a block, as I call them, Jenny from the block. I need to attach a double-sided adhesive sticker to this, of which I've got 2 right here, as we say in the dirty South. Put that sticker on the first one, do the same thing for the second one. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. On the back is a silver button that's going to do its job twice. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. And the reason why I put those dots on there, it tells me that the lens is oriented and adjust perfectly. The 2 wider ones are going to go on this graph. This black one in the center is going to go up here. The blue crosses the geometric center of your frame. If we were to measure vertically and horizontally, that would be the center, but your eye is just above that and inset. So I'm going to use the orange crosshairs, get that dot lined up in the middle. Those other 2 dots, 4 millimeters below. Each line is 2 millimeters. Zeiss is 6 millimeters, so that's what that bottom one would be if I were to cut Zeiss lenses, which I don't believe you've ever seen me do in a video. I could be wrong. Hit that button, the arm comes down, places the block onto the right lens. Now anyone watching this who wants Zeiss lenses, who want Hoya lenses, who want Shamir lenses, I can get those for you. I am an S-Lord guy. That is my go-to lens, but that is my preference. Who cares about my preference? If you have a preference, let me know. I'll get you the lens that you want. Contact me. I'll get you the frame that you want and the lens that you want. I am independent and I can do anything except tell you some new jokes. You're stuck with my old jokes. Same pupillary distance, same optical center height. We're going to get that lined up. I'll tell you a new joke. What bagel can fly? A plain bagel. See, you don't want any of my new jokes. I'm telling you. I'm sparing you heartache and misery. You're better off with my old jokes. They've all been proven to be very funny. I'm not gonna, don't take my word for it. That's the truth. So, what was I doing? Okay, I pulled up the shape 1688. 1688. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic or Trivex, I would select that, but I ain't gonna because these are poly. I'm not gonna polish the edge of your lens. I am gonna put a safety bevel on the, I'm not gonna do it on the front of the lens, but I am gonna put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens, which I will demonstrate why later. But now the magnet's gonna do its job a second time. It's gonna attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck. Press that on there firmly. By the way, the cutting wheel, it's this diamond crusted wheel that's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material from this size down to this size. This wheel in the center is what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Let me go ahead and place the magnet into the chuck, or by now you know I like to call it the Charles because I don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Hit the green arrow, which is start. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the right lens. And then the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel on the lens, so you have the least amount of edge thickness possible, of which with this frame and this prescription you won't have any. But I do cut very strong prescriptions all day long for free, and that does become a little bit more critical with the thicker lenses in different frames. Now the light flickering in the background, the only clean spot in there is water to catch the optical sawdust as it comes off the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex lenses cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now water will spray onto this lens, but only for the last 20 seconds to wash away any optical debris. As I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, which is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are high impact ballistics grade lenses. They are unbreakable, and ballistics grade is the same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas and their Oakleys to protect their eyes from shrapnel, from flying debris. It's also root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. But it's the same lens material that OSHA requires to be placed into safety glasses. Now these are not safety glasses, but it's the same lens material. It also has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens, as well as a premium scratch coating. Of course, you got the Transitions and the Crizal Prevencia, which I'll demonstrate later. But if anyone does want an Oakley safety glass, they do make the SI deck cord model number 9253. This happens to be color 11. You can get it with standard black. You can get it with the Texas flag. I happen to like the US flag. But this is a safety frame. It is stamped safety. The Z87 emblem on the temple, on the front, and on this temple. And you will also have an OSHA emblem in the corner of the lens here. So you could wear it on any official job site that you want. But again, you got the Transitions, which I'll demonstrate later. You got the Crizal Prevencia, where you can see that purplish hue. Crizal is 3 features in one. The treatment, the first part of the treatment, is it reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain. But it reduces glare from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights, and such. The second feature, it goes by the initials ARC, which stands for anti-reflective coating. So it reduces reflections when someone's looking at you. They're not looking at their reflection in your glasses, so it makes for much better eye contact. Or if you take a selfie or someone else takes a picture with a flash, you're less likely to see the flash in the lens. Now, levers come out as applying the safety bevel to the rear surface of the lens. The third feature that I like about the Crizal anti-glare is that they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on there, because the machine that applies the coating, it costs well over $1 million. It takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto the lens. Your lens has to be clean and dried. It has to be washed in an acid bath in between each coating. So because of the time and the expense of applying the Crizal coating, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on there to protect your time and investment. I just want to make sure there's no sawdust on the edge of this lens, front or back. I also want to cough now. Thank you. Excuse me. Pardon. Excusez-moi. So, got a little drop on your card. Good thing this isn't a permanent one. So let's go ahead and see if it fits in there. And the reason why I put the safety bevel on the back surface of the lens is because I'm now going to be applying force on your lens against your frame, tucking it in at the outside corner first, using my thumbs to press down the nose. It does not want to go in there. And the reason why I put that on there is because I don't want any rough edges that could possibly scratch or mar your frame as I'm pushing it in there. I'm going to hit -10. I'm going to do 1/10 of a millimeter all the way around the circumference of your lens until it mounts in there easily. A lot of people will use heat. I don't like to use heat because what it does, it makes the plastic more pliable so that the frame will stretch. Well, I don't want your frame to stretch, because eventually if the lens were too large, applying force on your frame in every direction, it would cause the frame to stretch, or what we in the industry call roll. The bottom of your frame would roll outwards, giving you an ugly cosmetic look, as well as shortening the life of the frame. I do everything as a cold mount. You can ask my wife. She'll tell you all about my cold melt. But we are talking optical here, by the way. That's right, honey, I'm talking about you. But I don't like to heat the frame up. I mount the lens cold so that it snaps in there easily, and it's the perfect size. If I had to cut 1,000 pair of glasses a day, I would use this. If I had a boss telling me, hurry up, get that job out there, because I'm my own boss, I slow down. I cut every lens till it's the perfect size. You can always cut a little bit more off. You can never add it back on. So I make sure I cut every pair of lenses that get shipped worldwide, and you want a perfectionist like me cutting your lenses. So if it takes an extra minute, so be it. It's only your painful minute of having to watch these videos. Now once I get the right lens, the perfect size, I can flip it over and start cutting the left, and rarely do I have to take down the left. The right lens always takes a little bit longer. The other thing I want to do is I see the little black dot from the pen on the back of the lens. I want to go ahead and take that off there because it's going to be so close to your frame. Wait, that's a different... Will it fit in here? No. See, it's too small, but let's see if it'll fit in this one. Tuck it in at the outside corner, press down with the thumbs. It still does not want to go. We're going to take another 1/10 of a millimeter off. Hit retouch. It does not go onto the cutting wheel. It's going to go just to the bevel wheel. Now the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra at the beginning. It's a corny saying, but it's true. Take your time and do it right. I'm in North Carolina. Jamie's in Santa Rosa, I love saying that, California. California, I believe is the correct way you pronounce that. It's not like he lives next door to me. So that's the thing with internet glasses. You only get one chance to make everything perfect. Your first impression makes it all the difference, because Jamie has been buying glasses and lenses from me for possibly 4 or 5 years. He keeps coming back because he knows the quality he's going to get. I try hard for everyone. If it's their first time, I try even harder for someone who's coming back to me, because that is the greatest honor, is to have some. You can sell someone a pair of glasses once. To sell them 2, 3, or 4 pair, because he just got a pair from me about 6 weeks ago, a Varilux X. He loves that lens. And of course he could come back to me because I charge less than just about anyone else out there for the same products. But because he's been supporting not just me but my family, I'm going to make sure everything is done right the first time around. So again, you tuck the lens in. I will tuck the lens in at the outside corner using my thumbs, press down. Now it snaps in there easily. So we're going to flip that over to L, place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, and of course tonight it would be called the Jamie. Hit the green arrow, which is start. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens will be traced by the 2 wide styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the left side of the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the left side now. And the old carpenter saying, measure twice, cut once, figuring out where to place the bevel for the best cosmetic look possible. Look at that, no edge thickness whatsoever with your prescription in this frame. Partly because I use the thinner, lighter weight lenses, but also because I custom make. I have the lab custom grind the lenses. I tell them exactly how I want it, and they do that. Now, the pupillary dot has been washed away, so I'm going to have to come back down here. Put another dot very carefully at the edge, and use my Varilux chart. Lay everything out perfectly. Put that dot back on there. What am I going to do now? Let's recap. I'm going to read the power off this lens. So I'm going to place that on there. The other nice thing about that paper clip holding on there, there's a magnet that holds that in place. Let's put it on that side. The paper clip grabs that and holds that in place. So your prescription reads +50 minus 1 1/4 at 15. Let's turn the axis wheel to 15. Put it in just above that black dot. And if all goes well, I'm going to read +50. 3 skinny lines will come into view first. And I'm at +50, exactly halfway between 0 and 1 in the black. These are black or plus numbers, red or minus numbers. Now you have a second curve on your eye, which is 5 steps of everything's in quarter increments. So you have 5 steps of astigmatism correction in your left eye. So starting at plus 50, we're going to subtract 125 from that till I see the second curvature come into view, and we're at minus 75, going away from 0 towards 1. We're 1 tick mark away from 1. That's because if you had 50 cents and you owed someone $1.25, you would be 75 cents in the red. 70.75 in the red. Now your left eye, you actually need 6 steps of farsighted correction, but you need 10 steps of astigmatism correction. So we're going to start off at plus 150. We're going to end up at minus 1 because again, if you had $1.50 and owed someone $2.50, you'd be minus 1 in the red. Now the last pair I made for Jamie, again, that's the correct left lens power. Well, come on, we've been over this. We talked about this, don't you remember? But he does a lot of reading in books, proofreading or what have you. But he said, can I get a stronger bifocal? I said, yes, Jamie. Yes, you can. Thank you for asking. So we bumped it up from a 2 to a 250 this time. It means in addition to what's on top, we have 250 bifocal strength. So if you were to go in the store, your right eye, you add these two numbers together, 50 and 250, you need a 3. For your left eye, you need a plus 150 plus 250, which adds 4. They don't make different power reading glasses, and they don't make it with your astigmatism correction either, but that's what those powers add up to. Now this last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. That just tells us where to put the the 2 curve correction. These first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. Now the Oakley 8121 airdrop MNP sells for 183. The Varilux X in polycarbonate from Essilor adds $299.99. Most people charge $500 for that lens, so I'm considerably cheaper than everyone else. You have the Transitions Gray, which adds $79.99, and the Crizal Prevencia with its blue blocking ability adds another $119.99 for a total of $682.97. Now anyone out there who's a millennial who doesn't wear the invisible bifocal, you're going to say $682.97 is a lot to pay for a pair of glasses, and you would be right. But if he were to get these glasses anywhere else, and I'm sure he's priced around when he was at his doctor's office, they're going to cost a lot more. But that's the nice thing about the internet. I can save you money on the lenses. Now the one thing with Oakley frames, I signed a contract with Luxottica, which is Oakley's parent company, that I sell the frame for the price they tell me to. I give you, and that's the deal, and you'll get 1 free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses. Jamie needed to upgrade to the invisible bifocal. Let me go ahead and clean that dot off while I'm here. Dot cleaner to the rescue. Right there, it's gone. Let's go ahead and mount the left lens. We'll see if it fits, even though it's a much stronger power. If it needs to come down some more, I will. Tuck it in at the outside corner, push down at the nose. It snaps right in. Go ahead and take the block off, pull the sticker away, use my hand-approved drying method. Throw that back in the bin, add, oh, we had an escape artist there. Put it in over that black dot. Turn the axis wheel to 10 for your left eye. Read the power, and I am getting plus 150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2. Now let's subtract 250 from 150. And we're getting minus 1 in the red. So, pupillary distance for both eyes is 62. I'm going to turn the card around, place the PD stick against my, that's ink, by the way, against my dried ink. I put it on there this morning with some more ink from here. I touched my ink pad. Put it on here. Next, when I was blocking a lens, I had to clean everything up. It was ugly, I tell you. But place the PD stick against my thumb. When we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 62. Let's check the height of the invisible bifocal. We're going to measure to the middle of the bottom of the frame, not the bottom of the lens, but to the middle of the black plastic. And we're getting 19 millimeters. That is cut perfectly. Do the same thing now for the next side. 19 millimeters. Man, I tell you, the guy with the bad jokes and the 2 thumbs, this guy, he is good. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean the rest of the lenses off and mention that this purchase is not only tax-free, but includes free shipping anywhere in the U.S. Now, one thing that people who buy online have noticed recently is that now people have to charge tax on the internet. I don't. I am in North Carolina, And my state considers eyeglasses a medical device. And so there's no tax on a medical device. So if you were to buy these glasses from anyone else, the complete purchase $682.97 with 8% sales tax in North Carolina. Hang on, I can do better than that. 682.97 times 0.08%. It would be another $54.63 that Jamie did not have to pay because he got his glasses from me. If he bought them from anywhere else, that's almost another $60 in tax. But he's also going to get free shipping anywhere in the U.S. and Santa Rosa, California is still in the U.S., so there's free shipping there. But when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments, but I'm going to get them in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. Flip them over, press down, there is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. So, this is what your lenses look like clear before they have been activated, meaning I'm exposing them now to a strong burst of ultraviolet light. And as you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for transition lenses to darken. It takes a little bit longer when you come back inside, 45 seconds to a minute 15. Now this is important. Jamie, pay attention, and everyone else. All transition lenses get dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first 2 weeks they're exposed to the sun. After that, they will work for years at maximum performance. The only time transitions won't work is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield absorbs all the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays that would cause your dashboard to crack from sitting in the sun all day. That's why they don't turn dark in a car. Now, they're also temperature sensitive. Hang on, let me back up. If you have a convertible or a motorcycle, they will darken. But they're also temperature sensitive, meaning they will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. But I remind everyone, when it's 85 degrees outside, when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100% when it's 100 degrees. We all work a little bit better when it cools off. So this is the first time they've been activated. It's going to keep lightening as I run my mouth. Now again, you have the transitions in here. Transitions are the original blue blocker lenses, the harmful blue light that you hear about nowadays emitted from today's electronic devices, such as cell phones, computer screens, tablets. Transitions will block 30 to 40% of the harmful blue light. Transitions extra active will block 50 to 70%. Now for those of you who don't want transitions, Jamie also got the Crizal Prevencia coating, which will block about up to 25% of the blue light on its own. So with the transitions and the Prevencia, it blocks a good amount of the harmful blue light. So if you like what you've seen, please subscribe. Oh, by the way, Jamie, I send out a selfie request in every package. I'd love to have your picture on the website. I also send out cleaning instructions, not only on your frame and lenses, but for the premium microfiber cleaning cloth that I provide, your Crizal cleaning cloth, your Oakley cleaning cloth, as well as how to care for your case, so it too will last you for years. I field test every cleaning cloth, so when you get this in the mail and you see those wrinkles, you know that it works. But if you like what you've seen, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com. On Twitter as freerxlenses. Like Jamie, if you have a question about what Oakley I can get for you, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com, or simply click the Contact Me button. Tell me what model number you want, the size, the color. I'll check on the price and availability and get right back with you. And of course, you'll get one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses with that. You can upgrade to transitions or anti-glare or polarized or tinted or whatever you want. The new Transitions Extra Active with the mirror coatings, one of 6 mirror coatings, I can do that. But Jamie, again, thanks for your repeat purchase. This time the Oakley 8121 MNP, the 55 eye size. This also comes in, I believe, the 53. Comes in about 6 to 10 different colors. And hopefully everyone else has now got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.